So welcome to the month of Mortal Kombat, and today I have a really cool and would say extremely interesting device. Bam! So it can be a bit weird to display and show off and stuff, but it's a really cool device. So what is it, I hear you ask? Well, it is by TV games, made by Jakks Pacific, this one. It's really fascinating. It's got Mortal Kombat 1 on it. I think it was £20 when it came out back in the day. The port of Mortal Kombat on it was, let me see, I think it was funded by Digital Eclipse, but it was all done by one guy called Chris Burke. And to say that he did the whole thing himself is just stunning, because what you actually get on this game, on this handheld device, is fantastic. I mean, you just got these two, which you can plug into the telly. It's only mono sound, unfortunately. But it does have a semi-cool feature where you can literally get another one of these, plug it in, and have two-player. But tell us more about this, Cliff. Why is it so fascinating? Well, it's got the pretty cool 8-way D-pad of the arcade. It's got the button lineup for the arcade. It runs on, if I remember correctly, 4 AA batteries. But the actual version of Mortal Kombat is cool, because it's its own version, as I said. It's like the guy who encoded it literally had an 8 meg game that he had to code all the way down to 4 megs. It was done like on a system on a chip thing, but it's got all the content from the arcade. And it plays really well. I mean, I was quite surprised when I picked this up. It was part of the really big Mortal Kombat thing I've got. And it came with all the pops and stuff that I'd done recently. Yeah, it plays really well. The characters are as big as the arcade version, which is really cool. But it does come up to some areas where they've obviously cut corners, where like in the background you've got no parallax scrolling. Basically there's nothing at all, it's just solid backgrounds. And but then you come up to the areas where you have endurance battles, which is like when you fight the two people. So when you beat the first person, it then goes on to the second person, and the second person it has to actually load for. But what's crazy is when you get to the last boss, Shang Tsung, it doesn't load at all. But I think the technical know-how how they did that is basically it's in Goro's lair, which is basically there's nothing in the background, nothing at all. It's just plain, and the floor is just repeated items over and over again. So somehow that's how they've managed to do that. And yeah, it's just really cool. The only downer, and there is one downer, I mean, it plays really well. The characters are nice and big, like the arcade version, a lot bigger than the Mega Drive and SNES version of the characters. But the biggest downer is you can literally go through it. You can just spam sweep all the way through the game, spam uppercuts all the way through the game. So it is very easy. I don't know if you can hear that, but there's a plane flying by at the moment. Yeah, but I mean the buttons are responsive. The D-pad's really good, and you know, yeah, on and off buttons obviously. Reset, start and pause, a bit of power button when you've actually got some power there. It's basically, if you look at it, it's an arcade cabinet and a pad in one. But yeah, so I just really wanted to show you guys this, because I say we're doing the Mortal Kombat stuff, so I just thought, yeah, let's get this device out. And I have plugged it in. I mean, if I had a little TV or something, I would literally put it in the background, plug it in and show you. But I don't, unfortunately. But yeah, such a fascinating device, its own version of Mortal Kombat done by one guy. Plays really well, but just too easy. But play multiplayer and it's seamless. It's really cool. So there we go, guys. That is the TV games Jakks Pacific Mortal Kombat.